What's up, y'all? It's Shay here, your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist, and I gotta just dedicate a song to y'all. Being that it is August 1st and all, when you see this, it might not be the first. All right, y'all. I just had to because every first of the month, if you ain't black and if you are black and you ain't singing this song when the first, I don't know what to tell you. This shit go double platinum in my house just off of the 12 first months. First of the months there is. Okay, but anyway, nah. So I wanted to just start off with that before we get into some real shit today. If you don't know, I am your ghetto psychologist and your accountability coach. It is my life's purpose to help black people navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. So I want to talk about this because it's been going on. It's been circulating a lot in social media space. I've seen men say it. I've seen women say it. And I'm going to go a little step deeper because some of us are broadening the term to just women. And I'm going to say, no, it's black women who are and should be the rightful leaders of this planet. And first of all, I'm finna break this all the way down. I'm finna break this down so hard, y'all. I'm finna break this down so hard it can't ever be broke down even harder. I'm going to incorporate all of the conspiracy theories, because let's be real, we don't know the real history of humanity because humans are manipulative and things can be erased, things can be lost, things can be hidden. So we have to really kind of just use our intuition along with instinct, along with all the inner knowings that God gives us when we were created, and just go with that, right? We'll never truly know the truth, so we have to be able to sit in that. So it's just fun to me to have these kind of discussions because at the end of the day, I don't have a fucking dog in the fight. Only thing I know right now is right now. Okay, so we're gonna talk about history a little bit, and like I said, I'm gonna break this down. But women, black women, should be and are the rightful leaders of this planet. We already have an idea that the first humans, the first modern humans, because Homo sapien is not the only human that existed, just in case you didn't know. But the the first modern human, the oldest remains we still have found were that of a black woman in Africa. They called her Lucy. Yeah, they made a movie with Scarlett Johansson and she was a white woman. So they always do that. But Lucy was a black woman, undisputedly. So the oldest human remains. Now, I'm not finna go and look and see how old they were. I can't remember. But I've been knowing that damn near my whole life, it seems like. So you do the math, goddamn it. I'm 36 this year. Anywho. So if the first modern human was a black woman, wouldn't that mean that she has so much more knowledge and awareness of how humanity is and what not to do, who is best to be listened to, how to listen to, how to lead, how to, okay. So I'm like I said, I'm finna break this down. There's a mythology going on that there was a time where there were just women here, and women were able to perform immaculate conception, if you will, much like Mary did with Jesus. And we birthed humanity that way. And it gets a little hazy as far as my own knowledge and what other people say when I look this theory up, because I'm like, well, where did the existence of man come, right? So I'm not particularly sure what the theory is around that, but after a while, we spun out a lot of women, and then it was like, okay, there was the men. The men came. And I've heard some women say that the men were the lower form, which okay, I get that. The lower form of us kind of makes sense. But in our creation of them, a curse was born. And that curse was the contention between us is going to always go on forever. I always say that sexism existed before racism did. It's kind of undisputed too when you look at history, because racism wasn't that prevalent in ancient times. It was slaves of all kind of people. There wasn't a thought of, oh, because I'm lighter I'm better. It was, I'm lighter and I'm able to conquer you. That was what it was. It wasn't just that. So it was a little more nuanced than how it is so black and white literally today. But sexism has always been an issue. That's why it's hard as a black woman to pick what fight I have to emphasize on, because at the end of the day, the oppression I experienced being a film type and being also black, I don't know which fight is the more important fight for me. But that's a whole nother topic. So anyway, moving on. So the contention happened after the development of man. And it seems kind of to mirror the story or the theory of the white race, where black people are rumored to have had, well, to reproduce. I'm just trying to be clean on here today, slightly clean, but black people in that time, the some of the first modern black people commingled with the Neanderthal. That was another type of human. It was Homo, and people argue if Homo neanderthalis should go with sapien. They argue about it all the time, if it's a different species or it. Well, either way it go, they're different, right? So black modern people in ancient times decided to go ahead and procreate with these beings. Excuse me. And in doing so, it's a possibility that that the white race was developed. And in that development, a curse was born. Do you get what I'm going? So it's the same theory. So I don't know what to tell you, if it's true or not, what's true or not. We don't never know. You'll know when you die. That's what I tell people all the time. You'll know when you die. Since everybody want to act like they know now, you don't know shit. It's just cool to think about it, right? So okay, moving forward. Black women as the leaders, right? And if you look at even ancient African history, so many times that black women were queens. It wasn't just kings, it was queens reigning, it was queens leading armies, and it was just a lot, right? So it was never a heavy deal of sexism like it is today. Much of what's going on today is a heightened version of history. We're still experiencing history. Nothing has really changed. The progress is yet to really be fully made, but as humans and equality goes. But I'm sorry, I ate not too long ago. But women were not black women. If I When I say women, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm talking about black women. That's who I'm not talking about all women. So I'm black women. So black women were not really always in a subservient position. Sure, we were kidnapped. Sure, we were made into being concubines. Sure. But when we were actually within our communities and our tribes, there was no ranking system that said that women were beneath men. we were complementary. You understand? And much like black households that I grew up in, and that most of us, if we would like to admit it, grew up in, where it was two parents, because I did grow up in a two-parent household. They were my grandparents, but they were two parents. Um, when you see the interaction growing up in my generation, I'm a millennial. I saw my grandmama run every fucking thing, right? And my granddaddy just bring the paycheck. She ran the whole house. That was not abnormal. I want to say it was on both sides. I want to say my daddy mama was like that too. So I grew up much like most of us, seeing black women lead the household and do it very well, if I do say so myself. Cause I don't know how my grandmother was able to get up and maintain at one point, I think it was nine of us living in the house. And she was doing that. I was young, too young to really recognize it. But of course, when I got older, it was recognizable. But it's like, wow, lady, you ain't cooking breakfast, dinner, sometimes lunch for all of us, still working, and did not want to work, right? Amazing. Amazing. The first self-made millionaire in this country, literally almost maybe a generation after slavery, was a fucking black woman, and her name was Madam C.J. Walker. We all know her name. It's this game that y'all want to play when it comes to leadership, and it only being male, especially in the black community, because you get oh my god, ideology. Jesus, my tongue was not working. It's retrograde. Still, we got 10 more days, but you get this ideology from evil that the man is the leader of all time. It's never going to be a woman. No, 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 no. Why should a woman lead? They're too emotional. No, 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 no. Like, it's too many of y'all regurgitating this in the black community. Some in my own family, I've had to have butt heads with them about this shit, that think that women don't deserve leadership positions. But most of y'all lived under the leadership of a woman that was your mama. Sure, like I said, even when your dad was there, he took the passive role in the household. Can y'all stop fucking playing? He might have told you what to do, or sometimes, because he's your parent, he should. But I guarantee you, majority of the time, the wife was still control of a lot. At least in my family. Okay. Right? Which was definitely predominantly female, but I come from a family where damn near everybody was married. Okay. So I see the dynamics. Y'all didn't grow up like that. Because this is why I be like, y'all emphasize these two-parent households so crazy. Like, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because it is the ideal. It is very ideal. You should strive for a two-parent household. However, just because it's a two-parent household guarantees nothing. Sometimes it's even worse than if it was just one parent. You gotta imagine you dealing with two fucked up parents every day. You let alone beside, I mean, just one every day. All right, two. Fuck what y'all talking about. I will take the single mom over the two fucked up parents every day of the week, 20 times out the week. Okay, but the emphasis y'all have on, well, at least they had that he had, but he grew up in a two-parent household, and he's nutty as fucking batshit crazy because his parents was both toxic as fuck to each other at the very least. Even if they were good to the kids, they was bad to each other. And the children see that and they grow up and they emulate it, or they don't know what the fuck wrong with them. Why are they so reactionary to every fucking thing? But their parents was good to them, but they weren't good to each other, and you saw it. Even when they try their best to hide it, you saw it. So the whole two-parent household thing, I don't know how I got into the segue. Is yeah. Anywho, but I come from a very married family. When I tell you previous generations, I say it did kind of start with the millennials, because I don't think any of my millennial cousins, with the exception of maybe three, are married. I feel like I'm right about that. All I can think about is three. Now most everybody's in a relationship, but they not married. Yeah, and they ain't been married. Well, one's divorced. I'm just spilling my family tea, but don't nobody know who I'm talking about. Y'all don't know my people. So yeah, it's just in my generation, like I said, in my within my family, I mean, including extended on my mom's side. So it's very interesting to see. But growing up, like I said, we saw we saw the married people. We have a very married family, and any of my family who watch this, they can attest to this. Anyway, but black women being the leaders, like I said, it's so much more deeper than what y'all view leadership as. Think about it, right? Think about what you think leaders in y'all minds, because the leaders we have had as examples and representative of what leadership is or was, all of them have, for the most part, I'll say most, now I'm not gonna say all, most of them are dictators. And you think that's leadership. And then when you look at the other standard of leadership we have, like the Malcolm X's, maybe well, I'll even say Martin Luther King's, and shit, we can even put Jesus in there, right? Put Jesus in there. When we look at these leaders, it doesn't feel right to y'all that that's leadership because they lost in y'all mind. Oh, let's wake that up. I didn't even. Oh God, what the fuck? Oh my God, I just unlocked something. I don't even know how in the hell I was not thinking that that was God. I'm going to say that one more time. Jesus. When you think about leaders like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and even Jesus, right? Some of y'all, yeah, you might have a heightened sense of appreciation, maybe, right? But deep down, because subconsciously the representation of leadership we have had has been really opposite of those three men that I just named, you don't view them as leaders because they lost. They were martyrs. They were, because of the system that is against leaders like that. So you can't even look at them as true leaders because it's like, well, what did they win if they're not here? If what did they win if they were? What did they win? Some of y'all think like that. Of course, I know that's not everybody, but maybe even subconsciously, because the way that just came up out my mouth, and I wasn't even thinking about it, just came up out my mouth. The way it just regurgitated just now, and that's why I'm gonna keep it all in here so y'all can come with me along this journey, because God be speaking through me sometimes, and it's I don't even be aware of it. I've never thought that before today. Never. It was just this camera and me talking. Wow. And I just feel like maybe to some people that's not that profound, but to me, I feel like I unlocked a level of awareness that I didn't have before thinking about leadership. So let's think even further than that, right? Leadership and how we define it. And like I said, our standard of what humans are is based on white supremacist ideals. We can't help it. It's in the music, it's in the media, it's in your face, it's people talking to you, it's the microaggressions, it's the macroaggressions, it's the experience, especially as a black person. If you are watching this, which more than likely you are going to be black, you can't help but to pick up some of the little pieces that you might not even want of whitewashing, because again, we live in a white supremacist society. This is how it goes. So it's important for us to understand that we have to really be careful with our standards and what we say about each other as black people, because a lot of it is white supremacy. A lot of your conditioning is whitewashed. It is not the conditioning of your true ancient ancestors. Sure, it's the conditioning of your ancestors because if they were enslaved, they had to assimilate and abide by it. But it doesn't have to be you, right? Be the voice of your ancestors who could not speak. And it starts with the dissection. What do I why do I feel this way? Where did I get this ideal, this standard of humanity from? The standard of manhood, the standard of womanhood, the standard of relationships, the standard of parenting. Where did I get this from? Sure, I can say I got it from my grandmother, but where the fuck did she get that from? And if she got that from her grandmother, did her grandmother have get it from her grandmother, or did she get it from the slave master's wife? Ask yourself that question. Compare it to history that comes from Black people. And it's hard, I know, because it takes years and years of research. Trust me, I've been on this journey for a very long time, going on 10 years now that I've been on this intense spiritual and personal development elevation where I'm trying to figure out who I am in this system, right? And then trying to figure out who my lineage is from, because that does matter. Your ancestry does matter. Like people try to act like it doesn't, but it does. I say it matters like 60% for sure to know your people, right? It's sure I don't even think you have to go back that far to really feel connected. Cause see, at least I know I was able to experience my great grandmother. A lot of people were not able to experience their great grandmothers. And in that experience, I learned so much just by even just being around her. So sometimes it's just about the connection and recognizing, like I said, what is true Black American culture that is not completely altered by white people. Because I want to be fucking clear, and I hope I don't hurt nobody's feelings by saying this, because Black American culture is lit as fuck, but we can't act like Black American culture is not a subset of white American culture, meaning that the only reason it exists in the first place is because of white Americans. And a lot of our culture was centered around protecting ourselves from them. So that being said, a lot of our culture again is going to be influenced by them, but not in the way that you're thinking, meaning we want to be like them. Fuck no. Influenced by them, like I said, and protection from them. So that being said, let's get back into some more Black leadership shit. People always ask, and I talk about this before. I got another video I'll talk about this because I feel like this is very important for us to realize. Black women lead with love, and men in general lead with tyranny. Men lead with all, if I'm a leader, that means I got to tell everybody what to do. And that's not true leadership. True leadership is showing people what to do. Be the example. Build connections with the people who you are leading. Know them. Sometimes know them and certain things about them better than they know themselves. Because a true leader can look at and listen to other people, pick up on their strengths damn near immediately, delegate them in that area. Hey, you know what? When we was talking, I realized you like such and such. And I think you're really good at it. I want you to be the leader of this division. So on and so forth. That's leadership, right? Holding people accountable, but you as a leader have to learn to hold yourself accountable and have integrity. We are missing these things because the leaders of today, not only do they not hold themselves accountable, they do whatever the fuck they want to do because they are in leadership positions and they feel like they can be unchecked, right? But they have no integrity either. They're willing to do anything to get over on anybody for any reason. This is where we are. This is where we at. So when you think about leadership as a person watching this, you tell me in your own mind, or you can drop comments. I would love to see them. What is leadership to you? What is leadership to you? Because the true issue is how we define it. And then if we can get on the right page about how to define leadership, maybe we can find the people that truly embody those characteristics. Because right now we're failing. And like I said earlier in the black in the black community on my last video talking about leadership, y'all keep expecting this man to come save you. It gotta be a man. It can't be nobody like me. No, 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 no. Women can't lead, right? So it's a man. It gotta be a man. A man gotta do it. So it's no wonder, and no offense to him again, I love him, right? Would love to be on his podcast one day, Deontay Kyle. But it's no wonder why so many people are flocking to him because he is the correct gender, right? I have not personally seen the women who've been saying the same things that Deontay Kyle has been saying. It's been women I've been following saying the same thing this man's been saying for years. Hell, even I've been saying the same thing he's been saying for years. No disrespect to him, I'm not that consistent. So like again, I hold myself accountable. I know I'm not where I should have been because I've been pivoting and I'm finally where I need to be. But same token, I've been talking about this on my social medias for years. Same thing he talked about. Very grateful to hear and see a black man saying the same thing I'm saying and getting well received. Period. Really grateful to the bottom of my heart. But it's no wonder because he's a man. It's easy. It's easier. Let me say, not easy, easier. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh yeah, leader, man, him. He's saying what I want to hear. Put him in leadership. Cool. But did y'all know that the Black Panther Party was 70% female? When you think about every fucking civil rights movement, majority of the fucking people who are participant were female. When you think about how black women protect black men, even from themselves, it is wild to me. And even I'm gripping my microphone so hard because I'm thinking even about myself and this conditioning that black women have to protect black men as if we're not the ones being harmed by them. Love you, black men, but I'm not lying. I'm only speaking facts. Speaking the truth. You don't like the truth? Change it. It can change. It's a fact right now. It can be different later because it's based on behavior. That's the great thing about behavior is it can be a fact or a truth right now and it could change later. Change it. If you're upset with a woman saying, hey, I'm a black woman and I've been harmed more by black men than anybody else, change the truth. You can change that. But you know, we still protect them. We protect them. We will literally sit in front of a bullet for a black man. I don't like it, but that's what leadership is, though, nigga. If we're gonna take it there, we're gonna take it there. That's what leadership is. Sacrifice. Again, like I said, I still don't like it, but the way black women will sacrifice themselves for black men, who only a leader, a real leader, would do that. Do I think we should continue to do it? No, because they don't appreciate it. Sure don't. But it's interesting. It's very interesting. It is interesting. Sorry, I had to look at these messages. But yeah, I just feel like it's good to see that people are waking up, black people are waking up and understanding that leadership has always been a black woman's characteristic. We get shit done. And we do it in a compassionate way, but we're firm about it. And but because it's a woman being firm, it's never well received. Men are not even compassionate when they lead. Not even a little bit. And y'all like, yeah. I'm scared of him. I'm gonna do what he say. Because they want you to be in fear instead of having complete respect. But see, women, we try to be compassionate in our leadership. And we might get hard over time because y'all act like y'all don't like nothing soft at all. So now I gotta be a real bitch to get you scared of me to do what I want. Hello, Devil Wears Prada. So when y'all see women in leadership positions and they're soft with y'all and y'all want to play because she still take care of business, because I am. I'm the soft hard leader. I'm the I'm gonna listen to you. We're gonna have a great conversation. I'm gonna empower you, but I'm also gonna hold your ass accountable. And that shit be painful because people don't like to be held accountable. But that's leadership, holding you accountable. It's again undisputedly. So we should get on, like I said, the same page about what leadership is, define those characteristics, and also realize that just because I'm saying that Black women are the true leaders, it does not mean that other people can't be leaders. It doesn't mean that Black men are not leadership material. It's just saying that naturally, if you ever watched a little Black girl in play, if you've ever watched a little Black girl in play, like anywhere from like 4 to 10, bosses, bosses. I just be like, oh. But they can explain why they want stuff the way they want it. And I get it because I'm a black woman who used to be a Black little girl. Get it. I get you, sir. So I'm gonna do what you tell me to. And that's another thing. When you are a leader, that means you're a good follower. It means you know how to be led also. You're not too good. You're not too big for the fucking program, bitch. Right? Because a lot of y'all think like that too, and you think you're a leader and you try to be too big for the program. Can't even help other people because you like, no, I want to do it me. Tyler Perry. I don't want nobody to come in helping me because it's mine. Mine. I don't care. You do good, but I'm doing my way. That's not good leadership. Let people help you. Let people elevate you. Right? And give them their credit. Don't take credit from them. Because that's not good leadership either. That's not integrity. And stop letting your personal life and all of these outside things interfere with your leadership capabilities. It's so many people who can't stop letting their personal life intertwine with their professional. And now they look like bullshit. Like they look like you should have never been a leader in the first place. You should have never had whatever it is that you had because look at how you misused it. Look at how you abused it. You piece of shit. Y'all know the type of people I'm talking about. I don't even have to name no names. I talked about them before. So we're gonna end on that note. I think I'm gonna post this a week from now on the 7th. Y'all, tomorrow is the release of the Black Unity Starter Kit. So when I say tomorrow, I mean if I post this on the 7th, that means August 8th. Today is the 1st. So it's the 1st of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. But I'm posting this on the 7th. So on the 8th, please look out for the Black Unity Starter Kit. It is free, FREE. I'm going to allow it to be free for a little while, for a limited time. Limited time. And then I might either charge it or I might just take it off the rack, bring it back every now and then. We'll see. Excuse me, it's based on me and how the wind blows. Y'all let me shirt go. This is actually my favorite anime character. Well, at least one of them. Go ahead on now. All right, love you guys. See you on the next one.